Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's your trusted fishing guide here with the much anticipated forecast for what promises to be a very interesting week of angling here in Ireland from the 3rd of November to the 9th of November 2025. Now I've been digging into the data and this isn't going to be a straightforward week, folks. We have a major weather system moving in, a full moon right in the middle of the week, and fish that are seriously starting to switch to their late autumn patterns. Are you wondering if the unsettled weather will kill the bite or trigger a feeding frenzy? Stick with me because I'm going to break it all down and give you the practical advice you need to find the fish. Let's dive right into the key species for this time of year, the mighty pike and the ever-reliable perch. First up, the pike. Friends, November is prime time for big pike. The cooling water has them fired up and feeding heavily before winter, but they won't be where you found them a month ago. Where to look? Forget the shallow bays. This week, focus on deeper water, think 6 to 10 meters. Look for drop-offs, the edges of deep weed beds, and any kind of underwater structure like sunken trees or rock piles. The pike will be holding in these ambush spots, waiting for shoals of roach or perch to swim by. My experience tells me that big lofts like Derg, Ree, and the Ernie system will be fantastic hunting grounds. What to use? This is the time for big, slow presentations. A large deadbait like a mackerel or herring fished static on the bottom can be absolutely deadly in these conditions. If you're a lure angler, don't rush. Slow sinking large soft plastics in natural colors like roach or perch patterns will be your best bet. The key is to work the lure deliberately with long pauses to tempt a lethargic but hungry predator. Next, let's talk about perch. These guys are a fantastic target when the pike are being tricky. Where to find them? Just like the pike, they are moving into deeper water. In canals, look for them near lock gates and deeper, wider sections. On the lofts, target underwater humps and the same deep drop-offs where you might find pike. They often form large shoals at this time of year, so once you find one, you've likely found many. What to use? You can't go wrong with simple tactics. A light feeder rod with a cage feeder full of maggots and a worm on the hook is a classic for a reason. For the lure anglers among you, drop-shotting with small 2 to 3 inch lures that imitate small fry can be incredibly effective. A little trick is to tip your jig with a single maggot. That tiny bit of scent can make all the difference when the bite is tough. Now let's get into the why behind these tactics by looking at the conditions for the week. First, the weather. The big story is a dominant low-pressure system settling over Ireland. This is going to bring unsettled, wet and breezy conditions for most of the week. We're looking at air temperatures that are actually milder than average for November, hovering around 10 to 12 degrees Celsius during the day, but with significant rainfall expected. This low pressure can often make fish, especially predators, more active. However, the accompanying wind and rain can make fishing challenging and will cool the water. Speaking of water temperature, the lofts are cooling down now, which is the primary trigger for fish moving into their deeper winter haunts. They are seeking more stable temperatures away from the rapidly cooling shallows. Finally, the moon phase. We are starting the week with a waxing gibbous moon, leading up to a full moon on Wednesday, the 5th of November. Many anglers, myself included, believe that the days surrounding a full moon can trigger intense feeding spells, particularly for predators hunting during low light periods at dawn and dusk. After Wednesday, the moon will begin to wane, which can sometimes lead to a tougher bite. In terms of general fish activity, the coarse fish are becoming sluggish and shoaling up tight in deep water. This is a dinner bell for the pike and big perch, which are in their prime feeding season, looking to pack on weight before the cold of winter truly sets in. So let's put it all together in a day-by-day forecast. On Monday, the 3rd of November, calling for a good bite. We have a waxing moon and the arrival of the low-pressure system, which should get the predators moving. Expect breezy conditions and some rain, but the fishing should be solid. Tuesday, the 4th of November, looks to be another good day. The pressure will be low, and with the full moon just a day away, the evening bite for pike could be spectacular. Wednesday, the 5th of November, is the day of the full moon, and rating the potential as excellent. This is your best day of the week. Despite the rain, the combination of low pressure and the full moon is a classic recipe for big fish action. Dawn and dusk will be critical. On Thursday, the 6th of November, the bite will likely be average. The day after a full moon can sometimes be slow as fish digest. The weather remains unsettled, which helps, but the peak feeding window has likely passed. Friday, the 7th of November, will be a tricky day. The moon is now waning, and after a few days of heavy feeding, the fish might be less active. You will have to work hard for your bites. Saturday, the 8th of November, predicting a good bite again. The fish should be back on the feed, and the stable low pressure will keep them in a positive mood. It's a great day to be out on the water for the weekend. Finally, Sunday, the 9th of November, looks average. Conditions remain similar, but the fishing pressure from the weekend might make the fish a bit more cautious. Patience will be your greatest asset, and that's the forecast, my friends. It's a week of challenging weather, but with massive potential for a fish of a lifetime, especially around that midweek full moon. So, get your waterproofs ready, be safe out there, and as always, I wish you tight lines. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more forecasts and tips. And please, drop a comment below. What are your plans for the weekend? Have you noticed the fish switching to their autumn patterns yet? Share your observations. Ni chwosta, ni cheshue.